Josh Sweeney, and welcome to the Company Culture Check video series. We're here today at the beautiful Studioplex to meet with Friendly Human and learn more about their amazing company culture. So Daniel, most companies that are growing like you are have onboarding processes that really, get people on board, get them trained, and ingrain their company culture into them in the beginning stages, as early as possible. Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your onboarding process and how you manage that.
Well, I think that onboarding really starts with the hiring process, right? Like, what is that first interaction someone has? And even before that, of like, how did they learn about the company? And so here we've kind of treated the whole thing very similar. We actually kind of hacked our marketing automation software so that it's a consistent feel through the whole thing. I don't ever want anybody getting lost through the cracks. So for the recruiting process, we sponsor some events and stuff and just kind of try and really, there's this new term of like employer brand, of the way your employees or potential candidates think about you. And so we've always really paid attention to that. So we get about 200 to 250 applicants per job opening, which is awesome. I like, for that one person that gets it, it's great. And for those other 249 people, I want them to go back and say like, that is the coolest company in the world. It is so hard to get a job there. And like, you should try if you're really good, And so we really take a hard look at that hiring process to make sure that it's just as awesome. And then our onboarding process, there's 53 touch points that happen over 6 weeks. I mean, it's not easy. Your first week, you've got a 100-question exam you have to score at least a 90 on. Rather than spending 6 months learning everything by osmosis, it's that, what's our phone number? What's our parking space number? What kind of gear do we use? Where was our last office? So that when you're having conversations with clients, you can know all those things. But from there, it's I'll get a reminder to take them out to coffee, or their boss will, or whoever they direct report into. And so it's just making sure they're a part of the team, making sure they have real work on day one to do, and really can feel like a part. I heard one time this idea of making sure, it was really in the sales kind of side of things, of making sure that the closers aren't in that first meeting, right? You want to like save them for the end. And so I kind of took that same perspective. So we front load the hiring process on the person applying. So with the marketing automation, we'll ask them some questions and determine if they're a good fit based on those questions. Do they know the software we use, for example? If they're in a job that types a lot, how fast is their typing speed? And based on that, it runs a decision tree. And maybe I shouldn't be giving all our secrets away, but it runs a decision tree. And if they don't fit, then it will automatically wait a couple days to make it look like one of us handled it, but say, hey, like, thanks so much for applying. It's not a good fit right now. And so that takes literally zero work. We don't even know they exist. But they know why that they didn't get in and stuff, so they can go back and work on the typing speed. From there, it'll then follow up with a kind of written interview. I read all of those personally. I don't know how long I'll be able to do that. It's very time intensive, but I'll read them all, and then one of my junior hiring managers will read them all. We make notes, we start having them in, and it gets higher and higher touch throughout the process.